Using beer wisely can be even better than using 1,000 types of fertilizer. Here are 3 great tips for using beer on your plants, with the third one being especially crucial. If you have trouble remembering, be sure to like and save this video for future reference. First, mix 10 milliliters of beer with a spoonful of sugar and dilute it with water. Spray it on plants that aren't blooming, and they'll soon be covered in flowers. Second, use a warm beer-soaked towel to wipe down your plant's leaves. Do this consistently for 2 weeks, and the leaves will become lush and thick. Third, mix 10 milliliters of beer with a capful of white vinegar and dilute it with water. Water plants that aren't growing well with this mixture, and they'll soon become vibrant and green. Give these methods a try and watch your plants thrive. Growing jasmine, many people make the first step wrong. Jasmine is a typical acid-loving plant. At flower nurseries, they regularly replenish acidity. Many people, after buying it home, only water it with alkaline tap water or use alkaline water-soluble fertilizers for a long time. Over time, the soil in the pot becomes compacted and alkaline, causing jasmine to yellow and drop leaves without flowering. So, the correct approach is to dilute half a tablespoon of citric acid in water every 2 weeks, then add a tablespoon of ferrous sulfate to water it. This maintains the slightly acidic nature of the potting soil. Only then will jasmine love to bloom, without yellowing leaves or dropping them. Plants like gardenias, camellias, hydrangeas, and roses, which also prefer acidic conditions, can benefit from this method to regularly replenish acidity and balance soil pH. Add a handful of rice into a cup, add a spoonful of baking soda, and mix it well. Then add a few drops of white vinegar, pour the mixture into a spray bottle, and spray it on wilted plants. This method can revive yellowed and wilted plants to a lush state in just 2 days. Additionally, baking soda has 3 other practical uses for growing vegetables and flowers that can save you a lot of money. First, dissolve 5 grams of baking soda in 1 liter of water and spray it once a week to promote healthy leaf growth. Second, mix 5 grams of baking soda and a few drops of white vinegar in 500 milliliters of water, then spray it on plant pots to get rid of pests. A spoonful of baking soda can take care of 10 pots of flowers. Flower enthusiasts should definitely save this video. Here are 4 amazing uses for baking soda that can save you a lot of money. First, mix 5 grams of baking soda with 1 liter of water and spray your plants weekly to keep the leaves lush and promote vigorous growth. Second, combine 5 grams of baking soda, 5 milliliters of white vinegar, and 500 milliliters of water. Shake well and spray your plants to get rid of pests. Third, dissolve 25 grams of baking soda and 5 grams of white sugar in 1 liter of water and spray your plants to help prevent powdery mildew, gray mold, and anthracnose. Finally, mix 1 gram of baking soda with 200 milliliters of water and spray your hydrangeas several times before they bloom to make the flowers even more vibrant. Got it? Of smokers, elderly people, or kids at home, it's a must to keep a Peperomia tetraphylla. Its lush green leaves are a sign of health. Placing it in your bedroom not only helps with sleep, but also absorbs harmful substances from the air and purifies it. Plus, the scent of its leaves can be soothing for your lungs. It's easy to care for, and with these tips, your Peperomia tetraphylla will stay vibrant. It thrives in a warm, humid, and semi-shaded environment and can handle high temperatures, but keep it out of direct sunlight to avoid yellowing leaves. It likes loose, fertile, well-draining soil. When watering, keep the soil moist, but avoid overwatering, as too much water can cause root rot. Remember these care tips to keep your Peperomia tetraphylla healthy and vibrant. If you found these suggestions helpful, don't forget to like and save this video. Did you know that snake plant have a peculiar habit? They thrive and grow lush green leaves only when their acidity needs are met. That means they need a bit of acid. Snake plants are typically acid-loving, yet often we water them with slightly alkaline tap water at home, which can quickly lead to yellowing leaves. Prolonged use of tap water for watering can cause the soil in the pot to turn white and become alkaline. Over time, this can severely hinder root growth and cause issues like yellowing, leaf drop, and poor growth in your snake plant. To care for your snake plant properly, it's important to regularly supplement it with acidity and adjust the soil's pH level. Snake plant thrive best in slightly acidic soil, which keeps their leaves lush and green. You can do this by periodically mixing ferrous sulfate with water and feeding it to your snake plant about once a month. This helps regulate soil pH, prevent soil alkalinity, and address symptoms like yellowing, spotting, or browning of leaves due to iron deficiency. Follow me for more daily tips on indoor gardening and plant care. Did you know that Scantia nanook, also known as oil painting spider plant, is propagated through cuttings? The cuttings I took earlier have already rooted, so today I'm sharing the method for propagating this plant. First, choose healthy, robust stems for your cuttings. Remove the leaves from the bottom of the stems, then place the stems in a cool, shady, and well-ventilated spot for about a day to allow the cut ends to dry. Once the ends are dry, you can start propagating. Use a potting mix or perlite as the growing medium, and insert the prepared cuttings into the soil. Add a few drops of rooting solution to 500 mmol of water, and water the soil thoroughly. This helps the newly planted cuttings root quickly. Place the pot in a location with indirect light and good airflow, avoiding direct sunlight. In about 20 days, you should have another thriving oil painting spider plant. Did you get the hang of it? Follow me for more indoor planting tips every day. Scantia nanook, also known as oil painting spider plant, is propagated through cuttings. It's the longest living plant that can survive for decades, requires minimal care, and is incredibly hardy. It's the Stephania separantha hayata. Its stone-like bulbous roots are packed with nutrients and moisture, so even if it goes without food or water for a month or two, it won't wither. It's a strong climbing plant that can cover a wall in just 2 or 3 months and is even easier to care for than pothos. Its leaves look like a mix of lotus leaves and coins, which is why it's also called golden undying. Keeping it at home symbolizes longevity and prosperity. It's easy to grow. Just place the bulbous side down into the soil, cover it with dirt, water it, and put it in a spot with indirect light. It will quickly sprout, root, and climb. It can be grown in soil or water, and even beginners can make it thrive. Give it a try and start your own plant. When your pothos starts turning yellow and wilting, it's not just a watering issue, it's actually lacking nutrients. No matter how much water you give it, those yellow and wilted leaves will keep coming back, because water alone doesn't provide enough nutrients. Pothos loves its nutrients, so if you want to see lush green leaves, you need to fertilize regularly. Slow-release fertilizer works best as it quickly provides essential nutrients for growth and prevents those pesky yellow leaves. Don't overwater your pothos. Water it every 7 to 10 days, but always check if the soil is dry before watering. If it's still damp, hold off. Pothos thrives in low light, so keep it away from direct sunlight and place it where there's good ventilation and indirect light. Follow these tips and your pothos will reward you with vibrant green leaves. Got it? You know what cabbage, leeks, sweet potatoes, corn, sesame, and peanuts all love the most? It's a little thing you should use carefully. Spray it on cabbage fields and the heads will stay firm and won't split. Use it on leeks and you'll get multiple harvests. Apply it in sweet potato fields and the tubers will be large and smooth. Its effects are truly amazing. It contains various nutrients that crops need, promotes rapid flower bud differentiation, nourishes and protects roots, and enhances crop resistance, leading to larger, more abundant, and better quality fruits. To use it, mix 20 grams of urea, 20 grams of vinegar, 20 grams of brown sugar, and 20 grams of salt with 40 liters of water, and spray it evenly on the leaves. You'll see remarkable results overnight. Leaves will become greener and thicker, and growth will be vigorous. Spray it 2 to 3 times throughout the growth cycle to ensure rapid development. Grow jasmine well, you need to be generous with pruning. Don't hesitate to cut it back. Pruning encourages new growth, and jasmine blooms on these new shoots. Water it freely. It loves water, and won't be harmed by overwatering. It also enjoys plenty of sunlight. Jasmine is typically grown outdoors, making maintenance easier and even eliminating the need for regular fertilizing. It thrives in poor soil, but there's one important requirement: it loves acidic conditions. To keep it blooming well, you need to provide acidity. Every 2 weeks, dilute half a teaspoon of citric acid and a teaspoon of ferrous sulfate in water and use this to water your jasmine. This will keep the plant happy and blooming continuously. Just like with camellias, rose, bougainvillea, periodic acid replenishment is key. Adjusting soil pH helps plants bloom better. Don't throw away leftover orange or tangerine peels. You can turn them into organic liquid fertilizer. It's eco-friendly, safe, and improves the taste of fruits and vegetables. Making it is easy. Start by chopping the peels and adding a bit of brown sugar or yeast to speed up fermentation. Mix the peels with water in a 1-to-3 ratio and put them in a clear plastic container to monitor the fermentation process. Make sure the container isn't too full to allow gas to escape. Once it's ready, how should you use it? For root watering, dilute it 30 to 50 times with water. This helps improve soil pH and prevents soil from becoming too alkaline or compacted. For foliar feeding, dilute it 100 times with water and spray it on the leaves. It also helps with pest control. Have you got it? Follow me for more daily tips on agriculture and gardening to keep your plants healthy and thriving. Spider plants can be styled in a variety of ways. If your spider plant has lots of little offshoots, don't cut them off. Keeping them can help you create some great shapes. Today I'm sharing a few stylish looks for your spider plant. If you can't remember them all, be sure to like and save this post for future reference. First, little braid. Use a wooden stick to support the center, then bundle the spider plant vines together with ties to create a braid. Second, basket shape. Bend aluminum wire into a semicircle and weave the spider plant vines around it to make a basket shape. Third, heart shape. Bend aluminum wire into a heart shape and wrap the spider plant vines around it to form a heart. Have you learned it? You might never know this unless I tell you, but if you add it to your watering routine, you'll notice that the leaves quickly become lush and green, plants grow strong, and roots develop well. Many large farming operations use it, and most distributors won't tell you its true cost because it's easy to make and works wonders. Today I'm sharing this formula with you for free. Make sure to save it, or you might not find it again when you need it. This quick rooting formula promotes rapid root growth, leading to explosive root development. It not only encourages fast rooting, but also provides essential trace elements and various amino acids that plants need. The recipe is simple. Mix 1 bottle of beer, 500 grams of brown sugar, and 30 grams of urea and 50 liters of water for irrigation. It helps loosen the soil and strengthen seedlings, suitable for any crop. Have you learned it? Growing ginger has its tricks, and with a bit of know-how, you can become an expert in no time. Before planting ginger, prepare the beds by digging trenches at least 8 inches deep. Spread some plant ash and organic fertilizer in the trench. If your ginger pieces are large with many shoots, you can cut them into several chunks. Dust the cut surfaces with plant ash to prevent rot. Space your ginger pieces about 7 to 8 inches apart in rows. Plant the pieces with the shoots facing up and angled slightly as ginger sprouts grow outwards, and this angled planting gives them more room to develop. Once you've placed the ginger, cover it with soil about 2 inches thick. Water thoroughly after planting. Ginger requires repeated soil covering as it grows, forming raised beds. You can also add some organic fertilizer with each layer of soil. This method can help each ginger plant grow larger and healthier. Got it? Follow me from inches apart. Ginger requires repeated soil covering as it grows, forming raised beds. You can also add some organic fertilizer with each layer of soil. This method can help each ginger plant grow larger and healthier. Got it? Follow me for more daily tips on agricultural planning. Have you ever seen a plant that doesn't need soil or hydroponics to thrive? That's air plants, also known as Tillandsia. Many people might think it's fake, but it's a real plant that lives just in the air. You can hang it anywhere you like for decoration. It's the ultimate lazy plant. So, how do you care for air plants? It's really simple. Just remove the plant every 4 to 5 days. Soak it in water for 10 to 15 minutes. Then let it dry upside down to avoid rot from water pooling in the center. Air plants prefer bright, well-ventilated spots, so placing them near a window is ideal. In summer, keep them out of direct sunlight to prevent leaf burn, and in winter, bring them indoors to avoid frost damage. Isn't that simple? If you like it, why not try growing one yourself? Got any more questions about plant care? Drop them in the comments.
Learn this trick from Just
You have.
Leaf loss means missing. Don't buy.
You know which plants are suitable for hydroponic aquariums? They not only add vitality to the tank, but also purify the water. First up is the peace lily. It thrives in hydroponic environments, requires minimal care, and has robust growth, making it perfect for water cultivation. Its well-developed root system also helps purify the water. The second option is sweet potato. Its extensive roots absorb harmful substances in the water, purifying it and eliminating any unpleasant odors from the tank. Plus, its leaves are aesthetically pleasing, making it great for decoration. The third hydroponic plant is lucky bamboo. With its long, lance-shaped, dark green leaves, it adds significant ornamental value. Lucky bamboo absorbs carbon dioxide and helps remove harmful indoor substances like formaldehyde and benzene, improving indoor air quality. Do you know of any other plants suitable for hydroponic aquariums? Share them in the comments. Jasmine grows slowly and doesn't flower. Remember these 3 tips to keep it blooming year-round. Don't forget to like and bookmark this for easy access later. First, give it plenty of sunlight. Adequate light helps jasmine form flower buds. More sun means more blooms. Second, water generously and feed well. Jasmine flowers heavily and doesn't shed leaves much, so it needs lots of water and nutrients, especially when flowering. Let the soil dry slightly between waterings and give it diluted fertilizer every 7 to 10 days for robust blooming. Third, keep the soil acidic. Insufficient acidity can cause yellowing leaves and no flowers. If you lack acidic fertilizer, add crushed vitamin B12 when watering once a month. This not only improves yellowing, but also boosts jasmine growth for more blooms. Got more gardening questions? Follow me for daily tips on indoor planting tricks. Covered in aphids, don't rush to spray pesticides. Today, I'll teach you a trick that won't cost a dime and doesn't involve using any chemicals to prevent pests. I'm sharing this recipe with you for free today. It's a simple, eco-friendly, and will keep your veggies green and vibrant without any harmful residues you can easily make at home. Before I share, make sure to hit the like button and save this post so you don't lose it when you need it. Mix 50 milliliters of white vinegar, 50 grams of table salt, and 50 grams of baking soda in 30 pounds of water. Spray the solution evenly on the leaves of various vegetables. Apply this spray to various vegetables every 2 weeks for 2 to 3 times. Not only will it make aphids disappear, but it'll also help your greens grow lush and healthy. The best part? It's green, safe, and leaves no pesticide residue. You ever seen succulents like this? They look just like roses and are absolutely stunning. This is called a mountain rose, and what should beginners know about caring for mountain roses? Mountain roses thrive in cool, dry environments, so they generally do best in the spring and fall seasons, maintaining a green color during their growth period. They are also sensitive to overwatering and humidity, so water thoroughly and ensure the soil stays moist. Another key point is to provide ample sunlight. Lack of sun can make the plant's shape less compact and affect its beauty. Additionally, in summer, the outer leaves of mountain roses may wilt, indicating they are entering a dormancy phase. The leaves will tightly wrap together, forming a shape resembling a rosebud. Don't rush to discard them. After dormancy, they can revive and display a beautiful pink color. At that point, they will showcase a lovely pink hue. Follow me for more daily tips on indoor gardening. If you want a watermelon plant to produce 6 or 7 large watermelons, you need to pinch off the growing tips and manage the vines properly. Many people grow watermelons, but often end up with few fruits or very small ones. This is usually due to incorrect pruning and fertilization methods. The solution is actually quite simple, and you'll catch on quickly. Before I share more, make sure to tap the red heart on the right and the plus sign above. Otherwise, you might not find me again after you scroll away. When your watermelon plant has 7 to 10 leaves, count up from the bottom and pinch off the tip of the main vine after the 7th leaf. Leave 2 side vines to help reduce nutrient consumption and promote quick growth and fruit setting. Once the watermelons reach the size of a fist, keep about 10 leaves and then cut off the tip and branches. This will allow nutrients to concentrate on the developing fruit. As a result, your watermelons will be not only larger and more numerous, but also sweeter. Follow watermelon growers. Today I've got a secret to share that'll make your watermelons super productive and resistant to disease. You've got to remember this one. No matter what stage your watermelons are in, this formula will have your neighbors lining up to learn from you. They'll envy your big, sweet melons. Today, I'm giving away this formula for free. Hit that heart and plus sign on the right so you don't lose it. Here's the deal. Mix 7 ounces of brown sugar, 2 ounces of urea, and 1.4 ounces of potassium dihydrogen phosphate in 33 pounds of water. Start using it right after your watermelon sprouts appear. It'll not only make your melons flower more and produce more fruit, but also improve quality and yield by providing essential trace elements. Spray it every 2 weeks, 2 to 3 times in total, and watch your watermelons grow bigger, sweeter, and more abundant. White vinegar and table salt diluted with water makes watermelons grow big and sweet. Today I'm sharing a formula that requires no pesticides or fertilizers, yet ensures your homegrown watermelons are large, plentiful, and sweet throughout their entire growth cycle. Just apply it in your watermelon patch for incredible results. I recommend bookmarking this tip so you can easily find it when needed. The recipe includes 100 milliliters of vinegar, 50 grams of salt, 100 grams of brown sugar, diluted in 50 pounds of water. Start spraying your watermelon plants as soon as they sprout. This mixture not only promotes abundant flowering and fruiting with high quality and yield, but also supplements the watermelon with essential micronutrients and amino acids. Spray once every 10 days or so, 2 to 3 times total, to ensure your watermelons grow vigorously, large, and sweet, boosting your harvest. Have you know which plants are great for hydroponics and aquariums? These plants not only add vitality to the tank, but also help purify the water, creating a healthier environment. First up is the spider plant. It requires minimal care and grows very vigorously, making it perfect for hydroponics. Its well-developed roots can effectively filter impurities from the water. Next is the Hydrocotyle chinensis, which is a fantastic choice for beginners. It's both an attractive hydroponic plant and can reproduce quickly. When placed in an aquarium, the beautiful leaves of the Hydrocotyle chinensis add color to the tank, while significantly improving water quality and reducing the frequency of water changes. The third plant is the philodendron. It has strong climbing abilities, allowing it to create a beautiful display as it wraps around the aquarium. One of the main advantages of philodendrons is that they don't need direct sunlight. They thrive even in lower light conditions, making them perfect for indoor environments. After your moth orchid have finished blooming, don't rush to discard the flower spikes you cut off. These spikes can be used to grow new plants. Soon, you might end up with a whole new pot of moth orchid. The spikes have several growth points, so make sure to keep the central bud. Cut them into sections, each with at least 1 bud. After cutting, soak them in rooting hormone for about 5 minutes to help them root better. Then, take a clean damp paper towel, lay down some pre-moistened moss, and place the soaked spikes on top, ensuring they're not too close together. Roll up the paper towel and place it in a cup with rooting hormone, with the water level below 1/3 of the cup's height. Seal it with plastic wrap, leaving a few small ventilation holes. In about 50 days, you should see roots and new leaves, and you'll have a new pot of moth orchid. Wine glass bellflowers that can hold wine, also known as Canterbury bells. After these flowers bloom, they can even be crafted into bouquets more expensive than diamond rings. Their floral language is return of happiness, blooming like clusters of little wind chimes with a fragrant breeze. Plant them now, and they'll bloom from July to September every year, continuously multiplying through division. Wineglass bellflowers enjoy sunlight, but not direct harsh light. During spring and fall, you can move them outdoors to well-lit spots. In hot summer weather, provide shade and keep them in cool, ventilated areas. They're not very cold resistant, thriving best between 59-68 degrees 15-20 degrees C, with winter temperatures around 50 degrees C, 10 degrees C, which helps them survive. They're adaptable and don't require specific soil conditions, though loose, fertile soil is ideal for their growth. Lucky bamboo will thrive just by placing it in water. Before long, you'll notice tips turning brown and leaves drying out, even if you trim them. Eventually, yellowing or even wilting will occur. If you've just brought home lucky bamboo and made these 4 mistakes, yellow leaves are inevitable. First, don't rush to pot your new lucky bamboo. Instead, make a 45-degree slanted cut at the base to increase water absorption and prevent rot from a flat cut. Second, peel off about 10 centimeters of the skin, as the bamboo roots rely on exposed parts for water absorption until they develop fully. Third, remove all leaves below the bottleneck to avoid nutrient depletion before rooting. Leaves and water tend to rot. Change the water every 3 to 4 days before rooting and monthly afterward. Finally, toss in 2 rusty nails. Before long, your lucky bamboo will boast lush green leaves. There are 2 key ingredients they really thrive on: rice vinegar and baking soda. While these aren't traditional fertilizers or pesticides, they can significantly enhance the growth of your chili peppers, making the plants larger and increasing fruit production. More importantly, they can greatly reduce the risk of diseases compared to peppers that haven't been treated with these substances. Here's a specific formula you can try. Make sure to save this video. During the growth phase, before flowering and fruiting, mix 30 milliliters of rice vinegar with 30 liters of water and spray this mixture on your peppers every 10 days for a total of 2 applications. Once the peppers begin to flower, switch to a solution of 30 grams of baking soda mixed with 30 liters of water, spraying the entire plant every 7 to 10 days. This method will not only promote healthy growth, but also help prevent various diseases. If your gardenias have yellow leaves and aren't blooming, skipping this step won't help, even if you give them milk. To encourage more flowers, you need to understand what they need. Gardenias are typically acidic-loving plants, and at nurseries they regularly add acid to the soil. We usually water them with slightly alkaline tap water, which can cause the soil to become compacted and alkaline over time. This leads to yellow leaves, leaf drop, and bud drop. So how do you solve the yellowing and leaf drop issue? The correct approach is to mix 1 gram of ferrous sulfate with 1 liter of water, and use this solution to water your gardenias about every 2 weeks. This will not only adjust the soil pH, but also address iron deficiency symptoms, such as yellowing leaves. As the yellowing improves and the leaves turn green, you can reduce the concentration. For example, use 1 gram of ferrous sulfate in 2 liters of water. Here are some practical tips for growing houseplants that will help them thrive. First, use apple peel water as a nutrient solution. This solution is rich in trace elements that plants need, providing them with essential nutrients to promote healthy growth. Second, soybean soaking water can be used as a nitrogen fertilizer. Nitrogen helps plants grow lush stems and leaves, making them more vigorous. Third, banana peel water acts as a phosphorus-potassium fertilizer. It helps enhance flowering and improves both the quality and quantity of the blooms. Fourth, rice water serves as a potassium fertilizer. Potassium promotes strong root development and helps reduce root rot. Fifth, wood ash can be used as a fungicide. Dilute the ash with water and spray it on plant leaves to help protect against common plant diseases. Here's a tip for growing tomatoes. When your tomato plant reaches about 30 centimeters, 12 inches in height, lay it down horizontally. This technique offers several benefits. Controls excessive growth. Laying the plant down helps manage its vertical growth. By suppressing apical dominance, you can prevent excessive vegetative growth and encourage more flowers and fruit production. Promotes root development. Positioning the plant horizontally stimulates the growth of additional roots along the stem, which supports better growth in the later stages and reduces premature aging due to root damage. Lowers fruit position. Tomato plants can become quite tall, often over 1.8 meters, 6 feet, which can reduce fruit production. Laying the plants down helps lower the fruit position and can increase the number of fruit set. Reduces pest and disease issues. When the plants are in contact with the ground, the horizontal orientation creates a higher humidity environment that enhances the plant's resistance to viral diseases and overall vigor. If you're unsure what indoor plant to go for, how about a camellia? It's great at absorbing harmful substances in the air and purifying it. Camellias have a long flowering season, usually from November through May of the following year, with peak bloom from January to March. Once they bloom, the whole room fills with their delicate fragrance. Camellias love plenty of sunlight but should avoid direct, intense rays. The best way to water camellias is by the soaking method. Immerse the entire pot of camellia directly in water, allowing the roots to absorb moisture thoroughly. Remember to add 2 tablespoons of ferrous sulfate to the water during soaking and occasionally when watering to effectively prevent issues like yellowing leaves, leaf drop, and lack of flowering. Since camellias are acid-loving plants, they thrive when well fed with nutrients, which encourages robust growth and blooming. Have you got it down? Follow me for more daily tips on indoor gardening.